Hello everyone, this video is for my current members and others looking to return to my quiet solution, which is of course copy and paste ads. You haven't seen me for a while now, at least 11 or 12 days. Apologies for that, because I've been learning how to create a new community, a new school community that is, for my quiet solution. And I've never done it before, and I did it. I'm actually very pleased with myself. I think you're going to be very pleased with it too. I think it looks pretty good, and there's a lot of information. I've still got more to put in there, but there's no point in being a perfectionist if I need to sort of have a stop, because obviously I've been working on that and I haven't been working on making money, and I like the money. I'm missing it. So I've also made a new promotional video, which some of you have seen a sneak preview already, but some of you will probably see it today. And I wanted to make that new promotional video to get prospects excited about making some real cash flow, because the business opportunities out there are offering all this long-term money, and they're not offering now cash flow. And as you know, cash is king, isn't it? So in that video I asked a couple of tough questions to eliminate the usual excuses. Oh, I would do this, but if only I could find something. But when you offer it to them, they don't take it. Oh, it's not my cup of tea. This isn't a tea business. There's another company that I left in March, and they've got some tea, but you wouldn't want to be involved with that shower, I can promise you. So I asked a couple of tough questions on that. And I also showed proof of income. And when you show people proof of income compared to what they're doing now or what they're looking at, that generally gets their attention. And at the end, I also gave a strong call of action. So people actually say, do you know what, where's my card? I'm joining this. So I've done a strong call of action to get people to join you. When you get a minute, have a look at the new video I've put together. It's on the same domain name, so it's myquietsolution.com. Our school has everything I feel that you need to succeed. And I decided one thing. I decided to keep our school private, as a private community, for the paid Quiet Solution members. Now, after all, it's less than £100, right? $129 one time only. It's not what we've paid out for in the past. And you don't pay the price for success. You enjoy the benefits of success. So what do people want? In my video, I've really focused on, if you're going to get into business, what is it you're looking for out of a business? Is it money? Yes. Now, how do you get that? Well, you've got to have a solution. What is my quiet solution? It's a solution to that financial trap. So I've made that very, very clear. Now, to keep out non-members and bots and people trying to spam us inside our school community with other opportunities, other links, there is a tiny $1 a month subscription, which will make it a lot easier for members to get into school without me having to click an approval link. As you know, I don't work every day, I don't work weekends. I don't want to hold anybody up with you and your new members getting into school. So by doing that, I hope you see the value in what I've done. But I did that, which is obviously a lesson from the past, to keep outsiders out. So if anyone's not a paid member with copy and paste ads, if they're looking at it, thinking about it, they're on the fence, they can't come into our school. Why should we let people have the kind of information, the kind of training and the kind of support that we're giving each other when they haven't paid to join? So it's time to get off the fence for some of these people. As I said, it's less than £100, £100. Come on, $129. In a previous thing I walked away from, some idiots are still paying that every single month just to be in the program. What do they get for that money? Absolutely nothing. And you know that. Some of you know that. So as far as I know, there isn't anybody else in copy and paste ads that's offering the kind of support and value that I'm trying to offer here. So I hope you see that. The link for the video, the new video and the school community is going to be emailed out to you this afternoon. It's now 12:15, so I'm going to get that done this afternoon. So as I've just thought about it, I was going to take you through, I was going to mention what I've done in school. and all the tabs and things, so where to look and that sort of stuff. But I've just had a thought. Instead of me reading all that out to show you what's in SKOOL, would you like to have a quick preview? Would that be all right? Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to click on to SKOOL and get that updated just to see where we are there. I'm going to take this camera off of here, off of my tripod, and turn it around. So it's going to look a little bit weird, so bear with me on that. So here's my office. You see, there it is. The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding, okay? You've heard me say that, haven't you? All right, there's my whiteboard. This is what the tripod this sits on, and I read my notes. So here it is. This is what our SKOOL looks like. I've made up some nice banners, my quiet solution, home income, and SKOOL Community. So I want to focus you around these at the moment. You'll see in here the company training, copy and paste ads training is happening in 12 hours. That will always be on the top there because the company now does a weekly training on a Thursday. But what I want to focus on now are these here, okay? These here. Let me use my mouse and see if that pick. Yes, it does. I've got a red mouse, so I'm going to focus on here. So this is on the general. So on the general, you've got I just click on that and you'll see, let me just go to that. You'll see a welcome to all new members that come into SKOOL. Welcome to our business. You've got a couple of things there. This is a simple 1, 2, 3 system business. Copy, paste and post. 1, 2, 3. Copy, paste, post. It's really easy. So every new member is going to click on that and they can see by that everything that they need to work out how to get started, what to do, is all in there. Everything is in there. I've spent 11 days doing all this. So if I just click anywhere out of that, that's that. Now let's just focus on the welcome and email templates, because some of you have said, well, what do I say to people when they respond to me? What do I send them? So I've made these for you. Let me just get rid of that. Okay, my friends there, let me just get back on that. There we go. So what I've done here is these are Word documents, so everyone should be able to do open a Word document. There's a welcome and an info request template. So if someone asks you for, can you send me more details? In that, you just click on that and that'll download that. That'll open that. In that, I've laid out, if you want to alter it, please do, but I've laid out what I think is something nice and simple for you just to copy, paste onto a new email address for them and post. And always remember, put yourself in the BCC, in a blind copy, because if you've received it, they've received it. And here's the other one. Once they join, here's a welcome email template. Again, you can adapt it to whatever you like, okay? So we've got that there. What's the next one? If you hover over these things, you'll see they illuminate, so you can see what's in there, okay? This is promotional images. I've always found that if you have promotional images, again, click anywhere on the page. If you've got promotional images with your adverts, it does help people, what? Focus, okay? Most people in the UK and around the world have got what? Elephant's ears, I call it, empty pockets. People are stressed with their bills. All of these things, you can just click on these, copy those photographs. This is the one that people love, don't they? What is the potential with this? What could I possibly earn with this? Well, one a month's $100 a month. What does that mean? It means you can fill your car up. It means you can go shopping. It means you can buy a takeaway without touching your present income. But one a week's better. One a day is even better. 2 a day is better. You're giving people an idea. Yeah, but it's all right for you, your experience. No experience is required in our business. Why? Because it's a simple show and tell. You follow everything in the copy and paste back office, and you'll do that. And you'll start to put these things out. Getting multiple $100. Tick. Okay. Gone out for dinner. Tick. Eat out, in other words. Tick. Paid bills. Tick. Upgraded my car. Tick. Next, cover my house payment. Isn't that going to be something? Okay. Now, another caption here. Would you want to sit in traffic all day? Or would you want to work from home? Work from home, clearly. What about, talking about the math? If someone's on a $50,000 a year salary and they get a 3% pay rise, if they're lucky, that isn't really going to pay much. Let me just show you that. 1 second. Let me just click on that. Click on that image. Okay, 3% pay rise on 50,000 a year. Most people would love to make 50,000 a year. Is only 1,500 a year extra. But a side business that makes an extra 50 a week is 2,600 a year. Do you see how you're so much better off by just having a simple home-based business? But that 50 isn't 50 for us. It's 100. Okay. So let me just go to that one. What day is it today? Some people call it Wednesday. It could be payday. Every day is a payday in our business, as long as we get information out there. Let me click on this one. This is another good little caption you can put out your adverts. No selling, no explaining, no bugging your family and friends, no talking to anyone. People like this because they don't have to get on the telephone and speak to people. Okay. Let me just say there's a few there. I'm going to put some more in, but that just gives you a little idea. Now, you see this button here that says more. You think, oh, is that all there is? No, if you click more will open. So you've got my lead gen secret. You've got a lead system here. If you want it, go for it. If you don't, that's okay. Now, if you go to that, I've explained exactly everything about this lead system. There are links here that you can have a look at it and see for yourself how you think it is. It's a $30 one-time setup with $1 a day, $30 a month. But for that, you get 100 leads every single day inside their system. Let me just go back out of that, sorry. And which is 3,000 leads every single month. Now, these are not rented leads. These are leads that are yours. You get to keep these leads and you can download them to a CSV file, which means you can use these leads again and again and again, emailing people. They've even got their own in-house emailer that you're allowed to email once a day. So as you get more leads, you're gonna see something like this in there. Monday to Friday, there's going to be 100. Well, every single day that's going to accumulate, isn't it? So that's going to be more and more leads that you can email out. So as I said, that's 3,000 leads a month. Now, if you show this to one other person, probably in your business or a friend, it could be someone with a different business. They will double your leads to 200 leads a day instead of 100. You'll also get a $5 commission. There is a commission with that available as well. Now, what does it cost? Again, you can promote this. It's $1 a day. You couldn't buy, honestly, I've been in this industry for years. You can't buy 3,000 leads a month for that. You can see on here when I first come back into this, because I've done with this, my lead gen secret, what I've done with copy and paste ads. I've done it, I've left it, I've done it, I've left it. So starting back again, I was back on 100. People started to join, I went to 200. If you click on that little eye, you can actually see all the names, email addresses, cities, states. They're 98% American and Canadian, and there are some in Australia, some in the UK. But it's predominantly in the market that we want to get, which is the USA. I've made some income out of this because it does pay 5 levels deep if people want it. So the extra income that I've done from paying $1 a day so far, I've made $1,600. That's probably more now. So when it gets to $30 as a minimum, you can withdraw that. So that's pretty cool. And if you obviously refer 6 people at $5 each, you no longer pay. You're covered your $30 a month. So that's just a guide if people want leads. But leads are not a way to replace the general copy and paste of our business. The classified ads, that's the way to work it. Now, if people have got questions, rather than bugging your inviter, I'm not saying me, but rather than saying, I've got a question, click on the frequently asked questions. This is in your copy and paste back office, but I've also put it inside Skool. So this is here. Everything, every question you possibly got to ask is here and answered for you. Okay. I'm even getting better at making these little captions now. How about that? The next one is Kappa support, copy and paste ads. Kappa support. Now in there, you've obviously got a support link, but there's also another email address in there where you can get hold of Donald, and he will answer any of your questions. I'm not copy and paste ads. I am my quiet solution, so I can only offer answers on that. The next one is payment processors, and I give my version of what's available, and click on, if you always click on more, it will open the page up fully, and I talk about some of the things here. Let me just focus on this little bit here that you can see there. Now, GoDaddy link for $29. As you know, it's $29 to the company and $100 to us. Some people had a little challenge with that $29. Some of our new members, I said, I tried to pay it. I've actually paid it twice and it's not gone through. What happened there was they actually got a refund. The bank that they sent it from sent it back to them because in the processing, they did not put their correct zip code, or what we would call a postcode, in with that payment. The payment didn't match where they live. So do make sure you put your correct zip code and postcode. But Donald has got this as an alternative. So he said, give them this link. It's with GoDaddy. Some of you would know GoDaddy. They do domain names and websites. My domain name, myquietsolution.com, came from GoDaddy. I bought that. I bought it from there and I renew it every year. That's the link. You can send someone, you just copy that link and send it to them and say, if you're having trouble with the $29, click this link and pay it that way. I asked Donald, I said, look, this would be great. Can we use it to accept our $100? Because in the UK and Europe, it's harder for us to use all the processes. They're not applicable. He said, yes, you can. Get in touch with them. I did get in touch with them. Unfortunately, it's only available to people in the USA, and you have to have a GoDaddy account. What does that mean? You can buy a domain name for £2 or £3, $2 or $3, and you pay it every year to go to your referral link, so it doesn't have to show copy and paste ads, long number, everything else. You can have a short domain name, go with GoDaddy. Well, if you're in the USA and you've got a domain name, that also qualifies you to take advantage of their system where you could say, you can pay your $100 by going to my GoDaddy link. That's a great option. I'm hoping they bring it to the UK, but I've covered that in there. I've covered who to use and who to not use. I don't recommend people use PayPal and Wise. My personal experience with those is that they shut your account down and they hold on to your money for 180 days. They don't give you a reason why they did that, and I never understand that. So that's one of those things. But I mean, you know, I use crypto. I've asked Donald if he can change the button that says Bitcoin, because everyone knows Bitcoin is expensive on fees. Can he change it to crypto? So I use crypto. I use Kraken. I also offer Revolut. I offer Stripe. Stripe is good, and that's on the main one in the back office. They take credit cards. So if somebody wants to pay you by credit card, they can pay your Stripe. With Stripe, it takes 3 working days before they pay that into your bank account. I also use Western Union. People say, oh, it's dodgy. No, it isn't. It's very secure. Been going for donkey's years. Somebody that has problems or they just can't operate their bank account, they're struggling, they're happy. They normally deal in cash. They can go to their Western Union office and they can pay you $100, but it does cost $12 for them and $12 for you to receive it. I've made a stance on that. I don't want to lose $12 out of my $100. So I said, listen, I will keep Western Union available as an option for you, but you need to know you need to pay that extra $12. So if you want to pay, come into my business, it's going to cost you $112, not that, because I'm not happy to lose money and I don't want you to lose money either. So the same applies for them. You can also use MoneyGram. MoneyGram is something, again, online. They don't hold your money, but they help you move your money from where it is to say my account. They could even send it to my Revolut or Monzo or my bank account. Cash App there, I'd like to use Cash App. It's not available in the UK, but apparently it's coming. And I also use Monzo. Now, also, there is as you know, there is a manual link in our back office. In the manual link, you will see, if you click on that, the picture will open up, ways to pay. This is how I word it. I don't fill that with loads of links when it opens up in the manual section. Email me with your preference and my email address. So that's what you could do. International MoneyGram, that's what I offer. Revolut, Monzo. Beneficiary is Paul Angus, so you've only got to type my name, up it comes. Western Union, Bitcoin, UK bank link. If for those of you that are joining and you live in the UK, I can actually send you a link to my Starling account without sending my sort code and account. And you click the link and you put the $100 in there, or £75, and it comes to me in seconds. And also, as a reminder, remember to scroll down and click the submit button after they've done that. People don't click the submit button, doesn't go anywhere. And you'll see here that little green thing there. You hover over it and click it, it's red. If you click it, it goes to green, which means it's working. Okay, so you can put your details in there, whatever you're going to offer people, and you click that little box here. There's a little box there, and you click save changes. Nice and simple. This isn't difficult, this business. But looking in the back office, if someone looks at mine, they can see this is what I take. I take Bitcoin or crypto, I take Stripe, and they click on the manual button and it opens up what I've just shown you. So again, nice and simple. I've covered that in there to see, so you can see what we've got. Okay, now if you click on that where it says all here, click on that, all will come up. And it shows you everything. It shows you all the tabs that I've made and produced and everything I put inside there. Now the next one, sorry, let me just get a drink. 1 second. My COPD is playing up me today. My coffee's driving me crazy. If you want to write something in the school, you would do exactly the same as you would write something, just like you're going to do in Facebook, okay? You would click on that, you would put the title of the subject that you're writing about, you would put the content in there, you would click on there, and it said if you don't click on there, you won't get anything. Click categories, and you really want the general category. If you're writing to me about one of the other tabs that I've put up, you would click that, but generally you click the general. That way everyone can see it, okay? So that gets that done. So you can see that. Now let me just go above there. So far I've shown you here, and this is our general community, and then you've got classroom. Obviously that's our learning center that I've produced. You've got calendar, and the only thing that's in calendar is the company weekly training on a Thursday evening. Members, you can click on that and you can see who's there. The leaderboard is not a leaderboard as you think of, oh, who's doing really well. The leaderboard is only there for to show people's activity, and the about is about us, about our quiet solution. So let me just click on classroom, and you'll see what comes up. Oh, lots of color. Look at that. Yes, I've been working really hard on this. So you click on that. How do I get started? Well, you go to the classroom. You click on Paul's 5-day blueprint. Okay, so let's click on that. Let's have a quick look. You click on that, and inside there, I have produced everything you need to know, what I do in my first 5 days of every business that I join. So you click on that, it's a PDF, you can see it in there. If you click on it, it opens up. Okay, let me just see. There we go. Okay, so you can see in there, it gives you full instructions of what to do and how to do it. I'm losing my mouse thing here. That's it. It'll go down. Learn why you want to do this. Study what you're going to do next. Go to work from home. No shortcuts, okay? So it shows you what to do on day one. I've had people quit on day one. Do you know why? Because they can't be bothered to watch videos. They don't want to learn. You know, this is not for the lazy. You know, it takes, as I keep telling people, the magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. Don't avoid it. You know, don't try and do any shortcuts, please, because you'll be whinging to me, it's not working for me. Do you know what? It works for everyone who works it. Fact, okay? So there's some great videos in there. That's a brilliant one. A tree has to grow in 2 directions. That's absolutely brilliant. It's a short 2-minute 45 seconds, but wow, it leaves you with a real impact. So some of the videos I've got in here, all through the video series, it talks about the lead system if you want it, that sort of stuff. And day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. I cover everything in my 5-day blueprint. Okay, let's get that out of there. Okay, let's go back. So you've got that. So the 5-day blueprint's going to get you started. Now you've got these 200 places in your copy and paste back office, but guess what? They're here as well. Why? Because if you open that up, and again I've put it on a PDF. Okay, you click the PDF and it stays open on your desktop. Up here, it stays up there. It'll be in one of those sort of squares like that. It's easy to work with. These are all clickable. Look at that. You put your mouse over there, you just click on that group. Where to post your ads. Now, many of these, you might have to go and register with these people. Will it take a little bit of time? Yes. That's all in the first couple of days of getting set up. But once you register with them and you click on them on a daily basis, there's obviously 200 sites on this thing. Obviously, my mouse isn't working too well, but there we go. I can assure you there's 200 in there. That makes life a lot easier. Let's go back again. Next is sample ads. Okay, adverts, the same thing. You go into sample ads. You've got a nice, simple PDF file. Click the PDF, and there it is. Okay, coming down further. You've got self-development, leadership. There's nothing like learning. I can promise you, learning. There was that guy on the end there. I'd love to be with those guys. They're legends, but I know I'm not. But if you click on there, again, just click on the picture. It's nice and easy. When you click on the picture, you just scroll down the page and you'll see. If I can get my thing up, here we go. Come on. Oh, I tried that way. No, I don't want to move the picture. I'll try the down arrow. No, not doing it. Oh, here we go. Right, so if you click on that, you'll see there are a ton of videos to look through, and I promise you it will change your thinking. Jim Rohn, give me 13 minutes and I'll improve your communication skills. There are some really good. There's that one about the tree, grows in both directions. Les Brown, another legend. If you listen to these people, you'll understand why I've fallen out the sky a few times, but I always get up, always. Okay, Zig Ziglar, everything in life, you can have everything in life that you want if you help enough people. There are loads to go through. You don't have to go through this in the first week or the first month. But I tell you, if you start your day watching one or two of these videos, and some are just a handful of minutes, they're not long, it will really shape your day. Snake bites. You've heard about this before, about people having a little dig at you. What's it called? It's called a snake bite. Don't pay attention to it, okay? So many things here. Just give up on excuses. If only people did. Wouldn't that be something? Okay, there are loads here. Okay, let me go back to that. Go back. Okay, my quiet solution, Paul's quiet solution updates. So therefore, you click on that link. For the new people that haven't seen these updates, they can click on the update for that. This little video is a great one. This is just literally 3 minutes or something. It's a great review, 2026 review that somebody made. I downloaded it, put it on my list of, you can send that to somebody, 30th of July. And also, I changed my video yesterday, and there it is in there, the update, okay? That's in there. So if you want to know my updates, it's going to be Paul's Quiet Solution update. It's going to be inside there. And then you've got copy and paste ads training. This is training from people in copy and paste ads. That review again is back up the top there. It's only a 3-minute review. You've got Dan Faroki who shows you. That's a great one to watch. Now that is a sit down and watch. It shows you how he got to 6 figures. He shows you his business is over 21,000 a month. I'm only looking to make 2,000 to 3,000 on top of my pension. But if you want the bigger money is there. This opportunity gives you everything you want. There's another video there from Dan showing how to make 1 to 500 a day. A great video. Go back out of that. Then go down more. Oh, there's even more. Well, what about those of you that want to be public speakers, or you want to know how to make your own videos? It isn't as hard as you possibly think it is. Do you think I was born speaking? No, I'm not the best public speaker, but I get it done. Why? Because those that speak earn more money. It's a fact. So if you click on that, this was a lady that told me once she would love to know how to do this. I wish I could do this. I said, what do you mean? She said, I wish I could speak. And, even at weddings, I struggle. So I said, I'll make a course. Public Speaking Made Easy. I've designed this to make it easy. How you do it, why you do it. And I made 5 5 video series. Here you can see these video series. Here you go. The first one is what I learned from Jim Rohn, public speaking. He taught me an awful lot about that. Let me come out of that. The next one is confidence, gaining your confidence. How to gain your confidence, part 2. Because it does take a little bit of confidence. Let me just come out. Here we go. Come out of that. There we go. Sorry. All right. Okay. The next one. That was a difficult one. I was in London. Some of you were there. We had a big conference, and that is actually Evel Knievel, the American stunt rider. He was part of the company. I was one of 7 speakers that day, and I had 40 minutes to cover. And he sat on the front row, and he was, really surprised that I never turned around and looked at the screen once to see what to say next. I just continued. And he called me down and said, that was brilliant. How did you do that without looking around? Every other speaker comes away from the microphone and looks around at what they've got to do next. So you can't hear them. We heard you perfectly. How did you do that? I said, because I memorized all of it. He said, you're just like me. Are you in the 10,000 a month club? I said, yes, I am. He said, great. We've got a private cocktail party at the Dorchester Hotel. When you get there, there'll be a limousine waiting to take you, and my wife then. When you get there, come and see me. I want to sit and have a drink with you. And that was the picture. We were sitting drinking. My ex-wife took it. And we were talking for 1.5 hours. People kept saying, oh, Evel, real name Robert. I called him Robert, and he grinned. I said, is it all right if I call you Robert? He said, call me Bob. So Robert, Evel Knievel, people said, can I see you now? He said, no, when I'm finished. I'm talking to Paul. And I've still got his business card somewhere. It says Happy Landings. That was that life-changing moment. You never know who you're going to meet. How do you value your time? Now, if you don't value your time, why should anybody else? You've got to learn how to value your time. And this last one, public speaking made easy. How do you do public speaking? You use what I'm holding in my hand, what's in your pocket, your telephone. That guy there, not a very clear picture, but that guy, some of you in the UK might remember him. It's Gary Wilmot, the entertainer. When I lived in Spain by the beach, I used to do Airbnb because obviously I was 20 feet from the sea. Gary booked it one day and I said, oh, it's really you? He said, yeah, it's me. Spent 10 days with me. It's great. So there's the link for each of the 5 videos. Even my young niece Lorraine, she's in her early 40s, very, very shy girl. She wrote to me and she still calls me Uncle Paul. Hi, Uncle Paul. I've watched your course on YouTube. It's brilliant. I'm now talking to people easier than I ever did before, and I'm going to follow it. There's a couple of extra things there about how you do videos, and it's useful information. Not all of you would want to do that, but there it is. You can do that, and it's free. There's Facebook training. For Kappa, there's something I'm putting together. Now, it says on here, currently being revised. I'm revising that because obviously I have to change it to suit my quiet solution. And the last one is here, Thursday night training. Click on that thing there. As a reminder, it's a Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 midnight for the UK. I have asked Donald if he can do some earlier, so it's easier for us, but that's in there, that's there, and inside there you have got the link. You can just click on there and you can get the link. But it is also inside, as I previously said, it's inside the calendar. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed what I've done here. I've done an awful lot of work. There is a lot of work here. I show you that's the leaderboard thing there. It doesn't really mean much. It's just other people's activity. So you'll see yourself on there. And the about page I covered here. It's about us. It's about us. We're just talking about us. Who is copy and paste ads as a business model? It's a SaaS product. What does that mean? Software as a service. This is a real business, and that's why it pays real money. Okay, so that's what I put in there. It's brand new. No one's in school yet, so there aren't any comments anywhere. But I hope that that you've enjoyed a quick run round, a quick view of what you can have if you want it. If you want it, it's there. But I just think it's going to be a useful thing. Let me just spin this back round this way. There we go. I'm back again. So I wanted to give you a preview. It saves me explaining. You can see what's what in there, and I'm hoping you'll use this the SKOOL community to really, launch your business and get this thing going. Let's get this thing going. Let's be the biggest team in copy and paste ads. Why should we be the smallest? We shouldn't be the smallest. We want to be the biggest. So I've done my best as I possibly can to help this get going for you. Let's just work together and get this done. So I'm going to get this video now launched onto YouTube so you can see it. You can see what I've done. You've got a new video to get out now, which is more grabbing. I do believe it's more grabbing. Should get some better response. And you're showing people that we've got a support system in place. Nobody else in copy and paste is doing that. As you know, there is a Facebook group, but not a lot of people use it. I don't know why. I try and use it and support it as best I can. But this is for you. It's not for outsiders. It's for people that want to be in our business that are paid members. And this is obviously going to go out for the people that looked at the business in the past and haven't joined yet. You'll see that in your back office in the contacts list. When you look at the contacts list, there's people in there that have looked at your business that haven't joined yet. Send them the new video. Show them that we've got a support system. Okay. Anyway, I look forward to hearing some good things that's happening to you as well as happening to me. I need to get back to get some work done because I haven't done any work properly for 11 days. I've been concentrating on this. Now this is done, it's going to save me a ton of time on emails and stuff. Everything is in one place. It's inside your SKOOL. Okay. Anyway, take care and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks very much. Bye.